You are Locked On Syracuse, your daily podcast on the Syracuse Orange. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And now, Syracuse fans, we got to talk about replacing Ross Douglas. And I want to shout out 24/7 Sports Insider Mike McAllister for providing a list of 4 candidates per sources. I will link the article that Mike McAllister wrote in the comments section below. And I took that article and I said, here are my top 2 from that article. So that's what I'm going to do, give you commentary on the top 2 in no particular order. Now, first up is Josh Gattis. Josh Gattis is the former Maryland offensive coordinator and wide receiver coach from 2023 and 2024. So he is currently available to be had. You do not have to poach him away from some other program. He is out there. Josh Gattis has a fantastic resume with name brands doing a very similar job to what he would be asked to do at Syracuse. From 2014 to 2017, he was the Penn State passing game coordinator, offensive recruiting coordinator, and wide receiver coach. In 2018, he was with Alabama as the co-offensive coordinator and wide receiver coach. From 2019 to 2021, he was the Michigan offensive coordinator and the wide receiver coach. And in 2021, Josh Gattis was named the Broyles Award winner. That is given to the nation's top assistant coach in a given season. And in 2022, he was with Miami as their offensive coordinator and wide receivers coach. And of course, I told you guys off the top that Josh Gattis was the former Maryland offensive coordinator and wide receivers coach the past 2 years, 2023 and 2024. Where I think it could get tricky with a guy like Josh Gattis, because he's got a great resume. I mean, you can't deny it. He's been all over the place with big-time programs to varying degrees of success. I know it did not work out with Miami a couple of years ago, and he was let go by Maryland for a reason, right? But I think what could get tricky is that he has been more than a wide receivers coach and or a passing game coordinator for quite a long time. It's been a while for him. I mean, in 2018, he was at least the co-offensive coordinator at Alabama. The last time where he was just a wide receiver coach or a passing game coordinator was from 2014 to 2017 at Penn State, but he was also the offensive recruiting coordinator over there. So he had another job. So I think what could kind of hamper this is, can Syracuse offer him enough as far as titles? Syracuse already has a co-offensive coordinator. That's Michael Johnson. He is the father of Michael Johnson Jr., a quarterback currently on Syracuse football. Judging by how Syracuse football did on offense last season, I don't think they're making a change at offensive coordinator with Jeff Nixon. They just extended him. And why would you change his co-offensive coordinator? I don't think it makes a lot of sense to do it because he had such a great offense last year. You could give him the passing game coordinator again as well. But again, is that enough to get a guy like Josh Gattis to come to Syracuse? Is it enough? Is he going to want to take an offensive coordinator job somewhere else and try to rehabilitate his image in that regard? Maybe. We don't know. But regardless, it does not hurt to ask, right? It does not hurt to ask at all. And I don't think it's unrealistic. My only concern is, can Syracuse offer him enough of a role to where he would want to take it versus maybe a smaller school than Syracuse giving him an offensive coordinator position? It's a tough call, right? And number 2 on the list of candidates that Mike McAllister provided is Kevin Beard, who is the current Miami wide receivers coach. Beard is a former Miami Hurricanes wide receiver in the early 2000s, and he also has a very decorated resume. In 2015, he was the Miami wide receiver coach and passing game coordinator. In 2016, he goes to Georgia as the quality control coach. In 2017, he was the Tennessee wide receiver coach. Then from 2019 to 2022, he was with Toledo as their wide receiver coach. And 2023 and last season, he has been with Miami. What's tricky here with a guy like Kevin Beard is, well, he's currently with Miami right now. He's with Miami. Why would he leave? Why would he leave Miami to go to Syracuse? I think that's a fair question to ask, right? And I'm not just saying this because, oh, it's Miami, more prestige and everything. You got to also keep in mind that he's a former Miami Hurricane wide receiver. So he's very, very familiar with the Miami Hurricanes. On top of that, also a money thing. Can Syracuse, if they want him, I'm assuming they do, of course, because Mike McAllister wrote about it, can they outbid the Miami Hurricanes for him? And can they give him a promotion compared to what Miami can offer? Can they? Again, what is out there right now? What is available for Syracuse football? Are you giving Kevin Beard co-offensive coordinator title as well? Maybe. You could also do that with Josh Gattis if you want to have multiple co-offensive coordinators. It's tough. I think it would be tougher to get a guy like Kevin Beard rather than Josh Gattis, but I think both would be fine candidates to replace a guy like Ross Douglas, who is heading to Oregon